There is no epidemic of gun violence. Unlike real epidemics, gun violence in America is highly concentrated. So concentrated, in fact, that 15 out of over 3,000 counties account for 24% of the gun murders, but only 8% of the population. Let me walk you through the realities. Now, many people only look at state gun violence levels, such as gun homicides, the measure we will use throughout this video. But this view masks reality. This is why we start with a county level view. Looking at counties in the United States, you see that gun murders are highly concentrated in just a handful of counties. And this gun homicide data from the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, adds an extra reality. Those counties, the ones shaded in gray, had so few gun homicides that the CDC suppresses the data because releasing it might cause either privacy issues or the statistical calculations would be unreliable. Now, this is convincing enough about gun violence concentration, but let's go 2 steps deeper. In our breakthrough study titled Top 15 Murder Counties, which you can find on the GunFacts website, Cook County, Illinois led the field in terms of counties with gun homicide rates much larger than their population alone would predict. So we'll put a microscope on Cook County. As you can see, most of Cook County has little or no gun violence. The predominant red zone on the right is Chicago, with some smaller cities having elevated homicide rates. So let's recap. Most counties in the United States have little or no gun violence. A handful, like Cook County, have a lot. And in Cook County, most of it is concentrated in a single major city. But let's go 1 step deeper still. When we zoom in on the city of Chicago and look at gun homicide counts by police patrol beats, we will see that most of Chicago is peaceful, or at least not structurally violent. But a few beats on the south side and the west end are wildly dangerous. So let's recap one last time. Most U.S. counties have little or no gun violence. It is reserved for a handful of dangerous counties. These hotspot counties have 1 or 2 major cities where most of the gun violence is concentrated. In these major cities, most of the gun violence is limited to a handful of neighborhoods, ones largely dominated by street gangs. Thus, when you hear the phrase epidemic of gun violence uttered by a politician,
and yet our nation is experiencing an epidemic of gun violence,
or a news anchor,
every week it seems we cover America's epidemic of gun violence.
you know they don't know what they are talking about.